Hey everyone, welcome. It's Jav here from Medieval Mirage. Today is the 19th of December 2022. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome. So I just wanted to pop in and say that there'll be a few kits released into my shop. In fact, already there's the Medieval Renaissance Maidens and Manuscripts kit, and it's 5 volumes. It is a massive kit, so that's already available. I'll list that below. But I just also wanted to mention that another kit that will be either released today on the 19th or maybe tomorrow, Melbourne time zone, will be a kit that allows you to make your own journal jewellery that looks like it's from a museum piece. It looks like the real thing when you make them. And I absolutely have been so excited and dying to share this with you. Would you believe that I've had the kit listed in May of this year? Yeah, it's just been sitting as a draft in my Etsy shop, but it's been sitting gathering dust in my computer, that kit, since the end of May 2020. Yeah, this is how slow my life is with my illness and then my lack of confidence, and I'm always battling with myself. Do I, don't I? Oh, it's not good enough, blah, and then I forget about it and move on, and then I never get around to doing my videos due to all my other commitments and my health. So I'm so sorry that I'm releasing it at this stage. And one of the reasons why these were not demonstrated is I'm trying to combine both the videos, which I had to find and get together and edit, and it's still in the editing process, but you'll be seeing a bit of the tutorials, parts of this tutorials to at least get you started. These ones will be coming up for an extended tutorial, but for these things here, you can get started immediately if you want to. If this is your jam, if you love boho jewellery, that kind of sari silk elements feel, or you love medieval or Renaissance or Celtic or any of those kind of journaling pieces. You might be into cosplay, you know, those conventions where people dress up as their favorite characters from Marvel or their fantasy characters, and they all dress up and they make their own costumes, so cosplay. You guys might be interested in that as well. But for those of you that are either interested in making medieval journals, Renaissance journals, or boho journals, and wanting to get something that makes it feel authentic, and you can't find any jewelry pieces, or it's too expensive to buy, and you can't find these elements that you can see here, then this is the best option I can offer you. And it really is a lot of fun. It's very relaxing. It takes time to create these because you really do need to concentrate, listen to your favorite podcast, your favorite music, and just do some fine detailing. But the results can be astounding. You can use these as neck pendants, as brooches, as bracelets, as whatever jewellery you would like to make. Honestly, the sky is the limit. So yes, you can use them as journal toppers like you can see here. Now I don't want to show too much of this, this journal, because I'm going to be teaching you how I make my journal covers from scratch. So there's a bit of a surprise element there. But that's what you can achieve with these journal jewellery kits that will be released. And just to give you an example, so you can see here, you'll be getting these kind of backgrounds, which I think really fit both bohemian, medieval, Renaissance kind of feel. And then this is what these elements look like without even any work done on them. Okay. And then with just acrylic gems, you can layer these up once you've cut them out, and of course glue them. And then obviously these will be all aligned, but they're not going to do it now because I'm in a very awkward spot. But if you can imagine, all of them are aligned, and then you've got that. And already you've got yourself something that looks like a bejeweled old manuscript book, you know, that's been discovered in some chateau or, you know, some broken down castle region in a crypt or something like that. And it's been all cleaned up, and this is what you get. So this is the kind of thing that you can create with this kit. And I've just got a few of the pieces here, and I will show you, like, you can make these into hidden paper clips, which I do show you, but you can have them double-sided as a paper clip, just like this here. So you've got one on that side, one on that side, but it really is beautiful. And you don't have to use the gold that I use as a paint relief to make it 3D. You can use copper, bronze, black, metallic, silvers, any colors that you like. And you can use the you can use the rhinestones to just absolutely finish it off and make it look amazing. Now these are actually from the volume 1 of my Medieval Bohemian Eclectic collection. But I just wanted to show you what you can achieve with these. And this one as well. So can you see a before and after here? So look at this, before, after. That's what you can achieve by just following the outlines, and you can follow along with my tutorial. So the one that's coming after this will be more of a quick run through so that you can get a feel for it and you can get started playing. But for those of you that want more, there'll be an in-depth one where I also cover how to make and assemble these guys, these journal pieces. But I wanted to combine them both for those of you that can't find these elements or something similar. I wanted to give you something that you most likely do have at home. Now, one of the things I wanted to say was I'm going to teach you how to color your own rhinestones. So if you only have clear ones of varying sizes, fantastic. I will show you how to color them. But if you've got lots of colors to play with, fantastic. But you can even change those colors to match what you want. So I'll be teaching you that. But really, this is how you can turn your pieces into magic. So with this one here, I feel it also lends itself to the Baroque Rococo period. That's what this reminds me of, something grand in one of their beautiful ballrooms. Yeah, almost like a Cinderella's story. But that's what these look like when you just add a bit of gold. But yes, that's what I mean. You can make something really authentic looking and beautiful. So I've made a lot of these as, some of them are hidden paper clips, some aren't. But that's just only one way of using them. And this was also from this kit, which was part of this kit as well. I'll list all the kits below. So these ones are the older kits. The Medieval Bohemian Eclectic ones, but I'll put the journaling jewellery and the Bohemian background, like this one here, that has its own elements as well for you to cut out and make for yourselves. they'll be listed at the top so that you know the difference. But see, this is what you can make, this layering business. And yeah, that's another hidden paper clip. And this is another one, another paper, hidden paper clip. This is from my Elegant Era, a bouquet of Elegant Eras kit. And I just added these elements to make them look really special. But yes, this is what you can achieve. And I will also show you how I made this as well. So, yeah, there's plenty of this kind of stuff coming. So if any of this appeals to you, then I'm so excited to be sharing it with you, because as I said, it's been in the pipeline since May 2020, at the end of May. So I would have been finalizing my kits around June, July, and then lost confidence in myself, or other things got in the way. I really can't remember, but just knowing who I am, I do lose confidence in what I do very, very quickly. Yeah, but that's how long it's been. And then I wanted to have this video all done, but things got either lost or I lost confidence again. And so these kits that I'm featuring here, like these here, are actually in the shop and have been in draft, waiting to be released since May of 2022, when I got the courage to put them in there. And then, yeah, other things got in the way. But yeah, what do you think, everyone? Is this the sort of thing that you guys would be interested in? Great for your boho, gypsy journals, as I said, fantasy journals, fairy tale journals, Baroque, Rococo, even some Victorian journals, because they went back into the Gothic world and loved their medieval architecture and so forth. And they went back into that as a revival. Renaissance, medieval, you can make something really beautiful. So this is just one of the actual backgrounds that you can get as a panel, and then you can transform it. So this was once paper, you know, just very bland like these here. Not bland per se, but you know what I mean. But then you can absolutely bring them to 3D life. They become vibrant and exciting. So I'll show you how to do that. So yes, this is just I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. This is the kind of thing that I absolutely love and adore doing. I can spend hours and hours, and in fact, I've got a high rise of tutorials that I had hoped I would do with you, even after the ones that I've already pre-recorded. So as I said before, my videos are not in chronological order, they're not in real time. So I always try and either write on the screen when they were recorded, or I voice when they were recorded. But you'll get an idea and a feel of how I was putting some of these together. And when the time and opportunity permits, I'll be posting more of the extended in-depth ones. And you know me, I go in depth, but I'll always try and make sure there are timestamps. So yes, everyone, if you want to join me on this journal jewelry making journey, then please do stick around to watch the rest of the video. Please check out the links below and have a look at what you can actually accomplish yourselves. So with that, oh, one thing before I go. Now, some of you will be saying to me, but Jaff, I don't have rhinestones and I don't think I'm ever going to get any. No problem. You might be able to get little broken pieces of glass that have been rounded, mosaic pieces that have glass or other kind of ceramic feels. You can get little glass pebbles and paint them as well. Or you can pull apart vintage jewellery that you don't need anymore, or beads. You might have beautiful beads. Anything that you have got, gather those little bits and pieces. You might be able to utilize them instead of the rhinestones. But one of the other things that is a really good idea, you can buy glossy accents or diamond glaze, and then I think there's a triple glaze out there. And what you can do, I have made sure that I've given you a range of colors to play with. All you would need to do is just put your glossy accents once you've done your relief paint, which will be explained as we go along in the video. So you will need 3D paint. If you are using other paints, you might need to do a few layers to get the highlight to make it look like it is a gold filigree or silver filigree. So that's really important. But for those of you that don't have those rhinestones or jewellery pieces, then you can absolutely, because there's tons of different colours of the same style, that you can just put your accents or diamond glaze in there, and what it'll do, it will create a faux gem. That's what it'll do, and that's what I've done here. So I didn't paint these even. These were just from the actual kit. And always remember photo paper, and glue it on some, you know, cardstock that's about, I don't know, 170, say, GSM or 160 GSM. If you do that, it'll give it a nice firmness. It'll make it feel 3D. But you don't have to use rhinestones, just glossy accents or diamond glaze to give that effect. Or you can paint them. If you've got Tim Holtz or Ranger's liquid pearl, and one of those liquid pearls you can use as an outliner. That's what I love using. But you can use the metallic ones and drop them in to make your gems. So you don't have to use the rhinestones, but for me, I use them and I love them because they make me feel like I have just stepped into a medieval jeweler's shop. That's how it makes me feel. Absolutely. That's what I love about it. Now you'll see here I've got some as the rhinestones, the acrylic rhinestones, and the others are just the gloss. So these are the gloss bits there. And this one to me just feels so medieval as well. So I hope this has inspired you to give this exciting kits a go. And I'm so excited now to be sharing it with you. Don't ask me why I lost confidence. I don't know what happens with my brain sometimes. I think it's more just my illness. When you're chronically exhausted, it's really hard to, I don't know, stir up enthusiasm. And I do have enthusiasm, but it takes a lot of energy sometimes. So I usually flop from it anyway. But anyway, that's what they look like, everyone. And I hope you can continue watching just to get an overview of the tutorials that will be coming. So please be assured these tutorials for these guys here, these are coming with the in-depth one of these, how to change your colors. There's also that in there, and those are going back in 2020, the middle of 2020. Yeah, that's how long those are. And of course back then my lighting wasn't as good, nor was my camera. The cameras that I have now are really great, and I think that was one of the other reasons. Editing my videos is such a long process. Unfortunately, we have a lot of traffic going backwards and forwards, so sometimes I'm always repeating myself, and that's another reason why I'm repeating myself all the time. And because I'll be saying something and this truck goes by and it totally drowns out my voice. So that's another reason why I repeat myself. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. So please, please enjoy the rest of this video. And of course, please subscribe. Please put your notification bells on. Why? Because there'll be more of this journal jewelry tutorials that are going to be in-depth coming. So please stay tuned for those. Thank you everyone for your beautiful support. Forgive me if I'm getting slowly back to you to thank you for your comments, but please know how much it's deeply appreciated, and I thank you for bearing with me. So enjoy the rest of this video. I'll be showing you a video back in 2020, and what this will do is show you how to use journal jewellery. Hey everyone, welcome. It's the 13th of June 2020. It's lovely to have your company. Your own brooches and even your own bracelets if you wanted to, with one of the smaller ones. You can make bangles. I mean, there's just so many possibilities, but the way that I have made them is into hidden altered paper clips. So this one here, but it's also been designed so you can make some belly band jewelry. So you can imagine having something like this. So all of this stuff I've been working on. If you can just imagine that you could have a belly band that is adorned with journal jewellery. Especially for those of you that love gypsy bohemian journals, these are absolutely, you know, of that genre, but it's very medieval and Renaissance and Byzantium as well. So yeah, so there's that. And basically, if I just show you a few, so this can actually act as a closure as well, with a bit of the fabric at the back there. It's just a way of creating something really pretty, unique, taking you back in time, but you can tuck things underneath. So yeah, but then we can make double-sided ones like this one, and once again, great for closures. So you've got it like that, and when you open it up, ta-da, a tassel within, because normally we have tassels, don't we, on, you know, when we have our on here, what do we call that, on the spine. So normally we have tassels on the spine, don't we? But wouldn't it be fun to have tassels inside the journal, but it can act as a bookmark. It's and it could look something like that maybe. And like I said, oh, and this one here, you know, you can have this horizontal as well. So for horizontal belly bands, and you want to make it look pretty, then you could have something like that. And it allows for other things to slip underneath it too. Okay. Selection of what you can make, and you can customize these and make them yours. So they're based on historical designs, yeah, absolutely. And but I'll show you how to make your own journal jewellery. Now you've already seen this one, so this one's got the fabric between. Okay, so it's just like that. And then we've got these ones as well. So there's those. It's really hard for you to actually, I hope you can pick this up because it's very, very intricate what we do. But it's so much fun, so relaxing, and yeah, it just really, if you're into kind of anything historical or romantic or fairy tale or fantasy or medieval or gothic, but not, for me, not dark gothic, but you know, the gothic architecture. If you're into that, this is really amazing. And you can use these as closures on envelopes as well. In other words, you don't have to, like with, where is it? So say this one here, it's got nothing there as yet. I haven't finished this. But with an envelope, you can glue it down half and then you can tuck it in. So for weddings, wedding themes or something like that, these would just be so beautiful. So that's the double-sided one. And there's that one, these ones. So there's a lot of options. And then, so all of these I coloured myself. So I'll teach you how to colour them as well. Yeah. So these are not double-sided. But they really feel like the real deal. And they really look like the real deal. And I love them. And Rococo period. So this is, which I've got tons of variety. This is not everything. You know how my kits are always huge. So, but you're not going to be getting the gems because it's a printable download. I'll be teaching you how to assemble these and make these yourselves. In spots and stuff, just to kind of, I don't know. But just remember that they, you know, will add bulk or kind of push things out, so you'll just have to keep that in mind. But one strategically placed here and there, and keeping a theme going. So we'll see how we go. Hey everyone, it's the 30th of May 2020. Okay, so I just wanted to just show you like just some of the ways that you can decorate these if you've got all sorts of sizes with your acrylic gems, or what do we call these, kind of rhinestones. Anyway, you know, you can glue these down, but sometimes you'll find that even though these are outliner paints, this one does a fairly good job. It's almost like you don't have to do a repeat. But if you wanted to raise them up, but obviously we'll be filling in these. So either they're going to be filled up with acrylic gems around the same size. I can't find my little pickup stick. I might have to make one quickly. But yeah, so you can fill them out like that, or as we said, we can fill them up with glossy accents. However, sometimes they may need another layer. So I actually did another layer with this one, and I do think that looks a lot better. Once there's a stone in there, this might be a bit too big, but once a stone goes in there, yeah, it just needs a larger piece. But once they go in, they really can look like a jewellery piece. The only thing is, it is a little bit flimsy. So I would definitely be lining these up with a size underneath. So that's why with your scraps, you know, at the back of your notepads, you can get some really good cardstock. That's really a good fit for something like this. So yeah, and basically you can just make it, this might not be large enough, you can just make it so that it you do your pencil line, but you just cut a little bit less than that, so it doesn't sort of poke out. Generally the best time to do this, the backing, is to do it when it's one flat piece, and I did forget to do it, so yeah. Then the other thing is you can change the color of these. So let's do that. Now I have done a video on changing the color of something, but let's just do that now together. If you do have alcohol inks, they do a fantastic job. So it's just a matter of me deciding on what color. I mean, that's pretty, but I'd like to change it. I haven't done a red, so I'm going to do a red one. Haven't got a red that color. Now, the thing is to remember that it may not turn out a full red. If it was clear, and it is kind of clear, there is a little bit of a color in there. But if it's any other color, what you will find is that if there's any other color there, it won't be necessarily your true color. It'll alter the color because of the color chemistry. So anyway, so let's put one of these in here. It's very easy. So if you do ever buy, let's put another drop there. If you ever do buy gems, get the clear ones. I've got quite a few clear ones of various sizes, and that is really the best way to get the colors that you're after. Alcohol inks, just a drop of it and boom, it's done. You know, it's absolutely done. Okay. Where's my little tweezer thingies? Whoa. Okay, see how beautiful that is? So yeah. Do I have any more? I do have some little clear ones, so that would be nice to kind of give them a little bit of a paint. I might try and just stick them in there. There's another little one. There's a clear one here and here. Alcohol ink will dry very fast, so you want to get in there really quickly. And hopefully they're the right way up. But isn't that a beautiful red colour? I mean, that's just gorgeous. So what am I using? You're asking? This one. Chili pepper. It's a real true red. It's magnificent. It's very regal. Doesn't sound regal, chili pepper. It just sounds like a band. But yeah. Okay. So where are we? Hopefully, yeah, it might need a dose. There we go. Okay, so is there any more left? It does stick. Oh, it's funny. Let's just throw these guys out. Okay, so there you go. So there's a nice little set there, and that's how you can make sets with similar colors. But again, just be mindful when you're doing this, you know, if you're throwing a color on red on green, or, you know, just remember that it will change the color. So if you want to have a true color that you're after, you will need to go for something that's basically clear, and then you'll be able to get the color that the alcohol ink is. This one is Honeycomb by Ranger, and that's the alcohol inks. I just wanted to let you know that once you've actually made your colors, it would be a really good idea afterwards to use a spray sealer. You can decide whether you want gloss or matte. It's totally up to you. But if you haven't got sealer, you can use hairspray. It's just that eventually the alcohol ink will just wear off. So just keep that in mind. Just adding a sealer or a hairspray over it just to seal in the color. That would be my best tip. Just put these pieces here. So this one looks more pink than red. So this is the one that didn't get much. So it doesn't have to all be red. You can choose any color that appeals. With these, so yeah, it's just nice to be able to make your own paper jewellery that you've customized yourself. Okay, so it's just a matter of playing, and oh, it's just so much fun. It's very relaxing and just so much fun to make your own jewellery pieces. I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm doing. But basically it's just a matter of tapping and dotting, if this will just come out. Over the existing pattern. And another thing is you can sort of, sometimes it's best just to rotate it on some paper, because then you can rotate the paper around. And these are all based on historical pieces, by the way. Everything that you see are from museum pieces. So I've just enhanced them or changed the colours and what have you. So you're actually working with pieces from the past, authentic pieces from the past. So that's what's really exciting about it. Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm going to hold this down like this in the center. So I don't know if you can see, I'm sorry if my hands are in the way. I'm at an awkward angle and I can't really see what I'm doing myself. So we're both at odds here in the sense that we can't see what I'm doing. I can't see what I'm doing, the way that I'm seated. So I've just got to go all the way around here in the center. Oops. And you know, sometimes you might make a mistake, but it really doesn't matter. So just roll with it. You can, you know, clean anything off that's a little bit excessive, and just shift it around to where you want it to go. And you can create more patterns this way as well. Okay everyone, so I hope that's given you a different approach to making your own jewellery, like basically from scratch really. I mean, the images do it for you anyway on their own, but it just can take things to an exciting level. So if you look at these two next to each other, this has become quite almost like a real piece. So what I will most likely do is spend a bit of time just going over this again. Okay, so I might just do this one. So we're just building up the gold so that it really does look embossed or debossed or whatever we call that. It does a terrific job, but it does, you know, gravity is going to push it down. And that's why we need to do just another layer, and sometimes you might even need to do another one on top of that. It just depends on the day, I guess, and how much you've layered it with. But it just needs building up. And it comes out of the bottle really nicely. It really does. A beautiful job. I'm very impressed with it. Okay, so there you go. I've made a little boo-boo. So you're just going to scrape it off. Very gently. And then just sort of maneuver it around a little bit. And it should be okay. Generally, you won't notice it. Not really. It just sort of blends eventually. So So I think I've done the rounds. Okay, so now it's just a matter of, did I do anything here? Okay. So, I'll just follow what's already there, but I'm going to try and pick it up. So I'm trying to pick this. I don't know if you can see what I mean. I'm trying to make this have higher peaks. So my dotting is a little bit exaggerated. So I hope you could see what I did. I'm sorry if you can't. I don't know what else I can do. I'm not set up for different camera angles, so but yeah, I was trying to create peaks, higher peaks, so that it just stands up a little bit more. And don't worry if it looks a little bit untidy. That's how they were made back then anyway, so it will give it more of an authentic feel. So maybe if I can just grab this and come down a bit closer, I might be able to show you better. Okay, so I think I've gone over this one again. Yeah, this I had a bit of an accident there, so it's not the way it should have looked. Yeah, I totally kind of bumped into it, but I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually piling it on but lifting it up to create a bit of height. It's a bit hard to show you what I mean. And then I'm just going around the dotty things. Sometimes this can lay something flat, but you don't want it too flat. So I'll go around these again. The reason why I dot it, it just sometimes gives it a little bit more texture. Yeah. As I said, it's very relaxing. So put on your favorite music or your favorite shows or podcasts or your favorite journal crafter, and obviously you might not be able to watch what they're doing, but you can hear what they're doing, I guess. One of my favorite kind of like podcasts or channels is TED Talks. I always have fascinating topics, so if I'm doing anything that requires total, something like this, I can have it playing in the background. If someone's doing anything creative, I can't have it on because I end up just watching them and nothing gets done. And yeah, nothing gets done. Because I go, oh, how are they doing that? You know, what do you mean? So that's very distracting for me. But listening to podcasts and on fascinating topics, from health to psychology, love it. Okay, so is there anything else that I could do with you guys before I disappear? Again, well, this one's come out really well. It's really good. And yeah, haven't got all the right sizes at the moment, but you get the picture. You get the picture. What you can do. So, oh, hang on. Wait. So I've just got a few here, but I've got tons elsewhere. I had to sort of hunt around, but I don't always have the colours that I'm after, and that's where painting them comes in. Anyway, I would have a different colour there. It's probably a bit too big there, but you get the idea. Yeah, I can't find my pickup stick. Jewellery. Find my pickup stick. I don't know where I've put it, so I'll have to go looking. And there goes my husband doing a bit of vacuuming. So with this one here, I'm going to put this on. I'm not going to put it in the center, because I might put something like that in the center, but we're going to make what's here 3D by using the glossy accents. I'm just trying to center the blob, get it back over where I need it to go. Okay. Okay, so just needs a little blob on each to kind of give it that effect. I could do one in the center, but I'll leave it for now. I'd rather have a gem, and it will just only create a dome and make it a bit tricky. So this is just glossy accents if you're not familiar with that. It really gives a dimensional, 3D dimensional effect and creates kind of like gems and jewels. So if you get bubbles, air bubbles, all you really need to do is get a toothpick. What I use is a toothpick or one of these like skewer thingies, and you basically have to, you know, pop it in, like just press it, and if it doesn't go away the first time, what you need to do is clean this with a tissue or wet wipes and go back right into the air bubble again. And you might just need to do it, but every time you pop an air bubble, you must clean this off, because all you're doing is because there's already something there, it's only just sort of, I can't explain it right now actually, but what I found is you go in, you kind of got to pierce it, and sometimes it'll pop and it'll go, but if you need to do it again, always wipe whatever you're using to pierce it, and that will do the trick. That's what kind of works for me. Sorry, I've kind of had you at a weird angle there. So there's my little bit of mess. Hey everyone, let's have a look here. I'm going to be gluing, and I'm going to stick with this to glue everything down. Now what I wanted to show you was this bit here. So remember we used this to add a kind of like a blob dot. Well, it's really filled it out really nicely. So it's looking 3D, it looks like gems there. However, I'm deciding on which stone I should go with. Where's my little things? Which one of these to go with. And now I will be gluing these down, so maybe that could be the first thing that we do. It's best to get them glued down and cut out. I want something a little bit thinner though than this one. Okay, so I found something that's just perfect. So you'll have to think about what colour you want underneath. Rather than glue them all down and then cut around, because it can be very, very tricky, what I'm going to do is grab my pencil. So even if they're a little bit smaller, that will be better. I mean, I could cut some of these out just like that, 1 and 2. So that's another thing you could do. And so some of these are similar size, some aren't. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to go, and then I'll just fussy cut in front of the TV. If I get them all done, and you can write a little note if you're worried that you're not going to remember. So I could just do green to remind me that's the green one there. And I'm going to be cutting inside that line inside. So the reason why I'm doing it this way and gluing these after is that what can happen if I glue these down now, because I'm a hopeless, I'm hopeless with cutting, really am. You know, it may not look like it, but I find it a very nerve-wracking experience at the best of times. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to absolutely make some mistake. So it's best for me to cut this separate and then glue them together. And so that you know, I will most likely be using one of these or one of these. I also like tacky glue, so generally with this one I like to have this one on hand for very fine detailed gluing. This is just brilliant. It's a fine nib, it's just fantastic, and I think that's what I use to do these pockets and things. So you need something fine nibbed. But this is my go-to, but so is tacky glue and PVA glue. Just a glue that you feel safe and comfortable with, go for it. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing this, cutting out these. So all I'm doing is I'm doing my little outlines, going to cut them out, and then I'm going to spend some time gluing them together. Hey everyone, so what I'm doing is I'm doing my outlines, getting ready to cut these out. So it's like a pattern you would if you're sewing clothes or making your own designs, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to create a bit more character and dimension. So obviously with this one I'll just glue it as is, and I can cut them out at the same time. So So now all I'm doing, these are like these, I have kind of given them names, but I've put the top one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and they're in order. So I'm just going to cut them out, and then I'm going to choose whatever glue works for me. And so basically the thickness of this is like this. Okay, so that's just normal cardstock with digital paper. So that's the thickness I'm going for. So it'll give it nice strength and durability for whatever purpose I'll be using these. So yeah, and so that's going to be there. But on the inside, remember how with the green one, let me just show you. Let's put that there. So in the green one, I've carried on the theme. So when these start to run out, I haven't decided whether I'm going to stick these on there or not. We'll see. It might be like a cluster that's a floating cluster that I can put here and there. But remember, our paper is going to be snuggled into this. I thought if this is going to be the cover, I would really like this to be here. And I still really like the idea of following up with the theme of having the cord again, but rather than have a wax seal, I could go for gold wax seal. I thought what I would prefer is, so I paint this with acrylic paint or spray it, so that's gold, because it just looks a bit bleak on its own. I would have this maybe, it's probably a little bit too full on, maybe it might be just too large, but yeah, so a real kind of medieval kind of feel to it. It would be nice to have it so that I have purple. So that one I'm still going to play around with. But it's surprising when you play it, when these are finally glued, we'll be able to do an audition, as our dear Rachel would say, an audition. And this one may end up having some groovy little extras underneath if I wanted to. But anyway, it's just some ideas that I'm running through. Here we go. This is the one I was after. That's right, where's my little picking up one? Okay, so see this one here. It is quite big, isn't it? Anyway, you get the idea. So, it's a tricky one. Tricky. So yeah, anyway, this is what I just wanted to show you. Anyway, just some ideas to throw around and play with. Now if this is like too dark for you, you can always very lightly just tap in some gold paint there, which if I'm not going to go in for a smaller stone, that's what I would do. Just go in with a bit of acrylic paint, and remember how I showed you to just use some plastic? I might do that now. How about we do that now? I'll move this out of the way. So you can see why having a tray to do these kind of things is the best, with a bit of wax paper underneath, keep things clean, and everything is available to you. You can throw colours around, makes it a lot easier. So you don't really need much. So you can use a paintbrush if you prefer. So I can just grab this and just start dabbing in the center there and just pushing it out. And that's how you can change the look of it. And a little bit with this as well. You could put silver in here to make it look like a mirror if you wanted to. So whatever colours that I've got there, you can change them. You can change them to whatever colour you like. And if you've got a metallic paint, that might be your best option. You can put some metallic paint down of the favourite colour that you want over those ones that are in the digital kit. And then you can, if you want to, you can put glossy accents. Okay, so you can change the look of anything just with a little lick of paint. So wherever you want to change anything, like for example, you might want to change the look of these. Now this one's got the glossy accents on it. You might want to do another dome over it just to make them more three-dimensional. Yeah. Oops, sorry, I didn't do enough green, did I? Always the way with me. I always come up short. I hope that's just given you some ideas and a different way of playing around with acrylic gems, but yeah, having a bit of fun with them. So yeah, I hope that inspires you. So it's just a matter of just playing around, making your own colours. So I can do two. So we'll move these out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to get my pencil. I'm going to do one like this. So I just want to have an outline. And then I'm going to do one on just black. Whoops. So you'll be seeing me do this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut those two pieces out. One of them you won't be able to see. That's okay. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our thingy. Now I've still got a little bit of this left, so I want to kind of try and use it up. So it's going to probably spit out at me. Oh no. Yeah, there's not enough. So it just gets sort of stuck there. Okay, so once again, that's just the marigold. And I'm just doing this around the oval that I've drawn. Okay, so there's that one. And this one here is on the gold. I don't know why I decided to choose that, but anyway, because it's barely visible. Okay, and it may need a touch-up. So all I've done is this, and this is how we get that, or like that, with that in the middle, kind of giving it more that bezel. Sometimes it looks great. Here's another one. Sometimes it looks great, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. It really just depends on what you're doing at the time. So if you don't have any of these pieces, oh, there it is. Phew. So if you don't have anything like that, then you can use the metallic pearlescent liquid pearls, any colours like you've seen me do before, and you can fill them up and make your own gems. Yeah, if you wanted to have a glassy look to it, you can always put glossy accents on top once it's finished. What I mean is, you can always put glossy accents to, you know, give it that facelift thingy. Alright, so I think that's about it for me today. I'm just supposed to be doing something else and I got distracted. But it is all about personal taste, isn't it? It's all about personal taste and what we like, and this might pop out better. Anyway, I could play with this for hours and still not come up with anything. Yep. Well, that's nice too. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope I didn't bore you to tears, but at least it gives you ideas of how to create unique journal covers that make you feel like you've stepped back in time, or you've stepped back into another culture, centuries old. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye.